YouTube, it is Peach Jars, and today something very exciting is happening in the Peach Jars cinematic universe, and it's not the luggage spin. I am going on my first ever big girl international trip to Japan! Yup, I am 28 years old and going overseas for the first time. Yippee! And Sierra's joining me. So I just never thought that I had time to do international travel because I graduated college in December of 2019 and then, you know, something happened after that and travel was just never on my mind. So right now it is 4 a.m. and we are headed on our first flight to Washington, D.C. where I run into Morg Pie. So we flew from Washington, D.C. to Tokyo, which was a 17-hour flight, not including that first leg, which was 20 hours in total. And there's Cam's shoes as well, a little bag check. I'm so excited for this flight. This is something that has been a life goal of mine. And not only that, I shelled out the money for business. And that's why we're flying almost 17 hours on this flight, is because I got such a good deal on this seat. It was like a stupid good price. Look at all these amenities and Morg Pie is right in front of me. They had everything that you could ever imagine. Seats that go back, slippers, pajamas, hand lotions, lights. Like, I think United Airlines invented electricity. I was so excited for free goodies. Eye mask for my nap, a soft tissue for my nose. Look, it even came with skincare. Bro, like skincare on a plane. I was absolutely geeking. I hate to say that on my first few days in Japan that I did say that the flight was my absolute favorite part of this trip so far. Sierra was getting way too excited on the flight for my comfort. He said that he was just gonna be drunk the entire flight, which he did not do, thank God. So in the flight, I didn't know this, but they just serve full meals throughout the entire flight. Right here, you can literally get anything you want like off this menu at any time during the flight. Anytime. Like you just have a snack menu. It's insane. This is like living in the lap of luxury. I think this is the closest thing that I'd ever feel like being like a Roman king or some shit. Here was my first meal, which was the Japanese meal. We got it pretty close after takeoff. Some fish that was pretty dang good. There was some rice and vegetables, which was really nutritious. And as you can see, I already have the pajamas on. I tore my top off the second that the plane took off. And right after that, you get fucking ice cream! You get ice cream on a plane! Hang on. I got sick in Japan. That's for a later video. Not only did I get motherfucking ice cream on this plane, I also, one, got ice cream. I took a fat fucking nap. I was a little toasty on this flight. Take that information as you will. And I slept good because since I've never dealt with jet lag before, I was like trying to time it perfectly to where like I fell asleep like at like 10 p.m. Japan time, and then I was gonna wake myself up at like 8 a.m. Japan time. So I think at this point, I was still sleeping, but don't worry, I woke my sweet ass up for tomato bisque and grilled cheese. Oh my lord. Oh yeah, I started watching The Notebook for some damn reason. I don't know. I just put something on in the background and then Seer got really invested into it. This wasn't God's gift to the universe, tomato soup and grilled cheese, but whenever you have it on a flight, that shit hits. Then, no, I wasn't done there. I was gonna take advantage of every amenity and I got some kimchi noodles. They were incredibly spicy. My white ass was not prepared, but they were still good and I still ate them because I'm not a wasteful bitch. And at this point, I was having a few drinks. I popped on my show because we still had like 4 hours to go, even after all my naps. And look, you can even put a do not disturb screen that's like, please wake me for my meals. Since we only had 3 hours remaining, I decided to start doing my makeup. I have this whole vanity kit that I keep in my carry-on luggage. And I just wanted to touch down in Japan and look cutesy because I knew I would immediately get off that plane and want to do something. I was getting a little frustrated because my makeup wasn't turning out the way I wanted it to. Also, that is not a mustache on my lip. That is a lip stain. That is a lip stain. Those are my fake freckles looking super cute. The fuck is Seer looking at? Wow, I actually look really cute right here. Dang, my makeup turned out super good. See, it peels off. I know that looks freaky, but it works really well. And now my lip looks busted. Wow, so cute, Peach. Yeah, this is where I start tweaking. Like, whenever my makeup just isn't working, I'm sure the ladies can relate. Oh. Okay, yeah, an alcoholic beverage will help. Yeah, whenever my makeup's just not working, I just start tweaking. It just feels natural. This was all I had on the plane, okay? It was a giant-ass clip. Country girls make do. You know, for sitting on a plane for literally 20 hours at this point, no, 17. We're at 17 hours. I was doing pretty good. They gave us a hot towel before we got there. Turbulence was getting a little crazy, but we were all good. That's another, like, luxury feature. I was also watching this show called Daisy Jones and a Six. I was reading the book, but the show wasn't that good. I wasn't that into it. I was trying to stay awake at this point, and so I started doodling on the plane. I used to be a really big anime nerd in high school, and so that's the only reason I know how to draw. And I can only draw the side profile of guys within like 30 seconds. So here was our last meal before we landed. I should have taken a hint because I didn't realize how much fish you eat in Japan. But I now have had 2 meals of fish on this plane. Oh! Oh, she's getting freaky, Your Honor! I don't remember that! Oh. She has friends on the plane, she's so popular. This flight to Japan was genuinely one of the most amazing moments of my life. Oh. Oh. Oh! Girl, if you keep on going that hard, you're gonna get some coochie in there. I think this was like some pickled veggies. I remember it was just like being a salmon and just some veggies, but it was hitting. It was hitting. I think I've had like 4 or 5 meals on this plane so far. The soup? Oh my God. Wait, I remember that. I remember that fucking soup. It was just water. It was literally water. There was no flavor whatsoever. You can see the perplexion in my face, can't you? I am confused, I am upset. But no, it tasted like nothing. Seer even agreed with me on that. Yeah, but fuck it. I will eat anything that's in front of me at this point. If it's on a plane, it just feels fancier. Nice. So we landed in Tokyo and we are on the way to our first hotel, which was in Shinjuku, I think. I can't remember everything. I was so excited. This is literally my first time ever being able to explore a foreign country, and looking out the window, I was just like losing my bits. I was losing it, dude. Everything was just so vast, and as Sierra calls it, procedurally generated. So our first hotel was the Hotel Groove Shinjuku, and our rooms were pretty small in this one because I just was like, oh, we're probably gonna be out and about the entire time. We won't spend a lot of time in the hotel. Wrong! I got sick in the first few days, idiot. So we immediately run on the streets out of our hotel, and Seer finds the karaoke building from Lost in Translation, literally right outside of our hotel. Like, what are the chances? That movie was a, let me just say, if you haven't watched it, it's weird. It's weird. That's all I'll say. So I didn't know at this point that we were staying in the very heart of the red light district, but to Peach right now, that didn't matter. I was just so excited. I didn't play any of the games in here, but I was just mind blown by the claw machines and everything. Like, it was just pure shock at this point, pure shock. I did end up spending a lot of money on claw machines later on in the trip, but it was not my destiny right now. I'm honestly shocked that I'm even awake and alive right now. We're just walking around the streets and staring at all these food diagrams, which I also learned is something that is throughout Japan everywhere. I was thinking that this was like a special occurrence. No, they're everywhere. I don't know how we're awake, genuinely. I think this is the point where I start getting delusional.
Photoshopped men everywhere.
Wait, what? What did I just say? Oh, like I said, I didn't know that we were in the heart of the red light district. Had no earthly idea. So whenever we first got there, I was like, why are there photoshopped men everywhere? It's because we were staying where all the host clubs are. Like, we were in the most degenerate area possible. So I will say it didn't hit me here, but eventually I did have some culture shock. I had a wee bit of culture shock. So one of my favorite places in Japan ended up being Golden Gai, which is like these several streets of very small bars. And here we found a little jazz bar where we were meeting up with our friend Finn.
What's
yes.
up, fuckface?
No, it's a voice over bottom.
Yeah, so one of the whole reasons that we decided to come to Japan was that Finn was going to be here at the same time, which is a blessing in disguise. We are a big fan of Finn in this household. If you don't know who Finn is, he was the camera guy for OTK, and that's how I met him. And now he works for Schlatt at a big boy job in New York. So we were really happy to be able to share this experience with Finn.
Here we are. It's happening. Night one. We didn't even pussy out of night one.
I don't feel like I'm here right now.
You're not. You're somewhere else.
I was completely delusional. I was so delusional, guys. Again, I've never experienced jet lag in my life at this point, so this was the first time. So here we are just walking around Golden Guy. Like, I'm not kidding you. Every single one of these doors is like a 4-seater bar. And here, I think I'm drunk. Oh, yeah. I am drunk. I remember that. I remember being drunk. I was just fascinated by every little piece of these bars, and I came back here multiple days in a row at like 6 a.m. and I just drank with random bartenders. Nobody else in these bars at 6 a.m., just me and a bartender. So immediately Finn just walks us into a random ramen shop, and we got a creamy chicken ramen. I don't know if I was drunk or it was because I was jet lagged, but I swear to you, I swear on everything that was my best ramen of the entire trip. I don't know if it was just because it was my first or what. Why did I get another drink? Only God knows why. But that ramen, dude, oh! I miss it so much. You can tell I'm so out of it, but I would pay any amount of money to have that ramen again. I think I'm drinking like another rum and Coke, which is absolutely bonkers. You should be put down at this point. Oh, you can tell I'm moving at like 2 frames per second. You're mentally debating something? I really thought I would remember this, but I didn't. I was probably debating on how late I was going to stay up. But knowing me, I couldn't stay up that much longer. So me and Finn linked arm in arm, skipping back to the hotel because I was dead inside. Even though I was exhausted, the excitement of this trip beginning was just starting for me. Like, I wanted to get right back out there immediately. So I know this vlog is pretty short, but it's because I recorded a bunch more while I was in Japan. So those will be coming out very, very soon. I just really wanted to showcase my absolute first moments in Japan, and obviously my flight, which I'm so excited for. So my next vlogs will be coming out real soon of Japan. Make sure to like and subscribe so you catch the rest of my Japan vlogs, and leave a comment down below what your favorite national tragedy was. Thanks for watching.